So this T, that's the zoom, and the W is the Y. So go ahead and mess that real quick. I'm a space age barber, man.
T is the zoom.
Yeah, you gotta.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. Right. So that'll also allow you to kind of see the cut in real time. You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh nah, I want it up a little higher than that or whatever.
Yeah. I've never seen
And you never will, brother. That's why you gotta keep messing with me. I mean, these dudes, they living in 2019, man. I'm living in 35. You feel me?
I see.
All right. Yeah, a lot of people, always want to see the mirror, and it's like, bro, let me do my job.
Yeah.
But this way, kill two birds with one stone.
Wow, this is cool. That's what it's like.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm bringing up the back just a little bit.
You don't know how it cuts. This is
So most barbershops are closed Sundays and Mondays. We are open 7 days a week. I tend to make my off days Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But I am available, 7 days a week. I don't schedule appointments on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because at some point I'm gonna run myself into the ground if I'm always available and never, refilling my own battery.
I understand.
But
I'm assuming you have like a card.
yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you. I'll do you one better. Just shoot me a text and I'll send you a link to my calendar.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw you pull your phone out and look at some. Was it soccer?
Nah, that was at some Texas outlet.
Texans?
Yeah.
What is your prediction for the season upcoming?
Damn, boy. You over there trying to talk on the phone business, and you over here there. Hey man, you want to come here over there? Yeah, let's go.
What?
That's not what happened. I'm gonna fight you. That's not what happened. Come in here, suave, that's the day. Now you come in here, thug guy like you gonna dunk on somebody because you got these little brown bronze on. You know what I mean?
My man.
Little brown bronze.
Yeah, what do you think the season gonna look like for y'all?
Whole ankle need to get your ankle to breathe or something. You know what I'm saying? It's got some tight.
Well, I'm from Minnesota. I just moved here a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
maybe
I'm not initiated or affiliated. I just work out here.
Bring everybody in.
Vikings fan.
No, hell no. I'm an Eagles. Well, so I'm boycotting NFL. So I don't really.
Oh, because
Kaepernick.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also a feminist, so I feel like they could do better by women. They're feeling the effects of the women taking interest in other sports because of some of the way they handle the Greg Hardy situation, the Ray Rice situation, the Kareem Hunt. Like there's just a lot of holes that they gotta fill in.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, they don't have the best track record when it comes to handling those kind of situations.
Yeah, domestic violence, all that.
Yeah, it's not.
So that's why I say y'all. But at the end of the day, I'm a sports fan. So I just want to see competitive games. I pull for players, not teams.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to root for a team, it would be the Eagles, the Lakers, the Yankees.
Oh man, the Lakers.
You got mixed emotions about that.
Look, man.
You Texas all day? Are you Houston all day?
No. I try to be objective. I'm a fan of Houston sports, but I don't want to be one of those fans where everybody else is just terrible and I take it.
Well, yeah, that's myopia. That's a myopic approach.
If you make a bad decision, then you made a bad decision. Right. I don't define being a fan as me acting like everything my team does is just the best thing right now. What's going on?
You heard? I'm just telling you.
Oh, I ain't paying attention.
I know you don't pay attention. Already know.
Pay attention to everybody, not just you, bro.
Already know.
Everyone.
Bad company.
Boy, you a baby.
Boy, you a baby was hooping yesterday.
They won?
Sweet 16, baby. Sweet 16.
I know, that damn, what the game was that?
Duke.
That Duke game,
Oh,
boy.
yeah,
What?
they couldn't use a lot of
Boy,
guys.
almost got their ass whooped, boy.
Duke lost that game.
Yeah, they did.
But
But they ain't, you know Vegas ain't gonna let them boys.
Boy, that wasn't Vegas. That wasn't Vegas. That boy missed that layup. Oh,
Right.
and that dunk. Was it a dunk to an alley or something?
early 40s. But
That was it.
Yeah, so
Let's see
no,
what game
man,
you
so
change.
I've
Probably
had
change
my
your game.
struggle to the NFL in terms of watchability.
Also, what do you mean by watchability?
Right, so watchability, I mean, of course you look at it morally, and you know, a lot of things. It's pretty much like a lot of players, they will, you know,
Bring attention to yourself.
owners
Act like
will
it.
sign or re-sign. It's like,
You got to deal.
right,
You gotta
but when it
deal.
comes to
You gotta deal.
Kaepernick
Because I know stuff, man.
don't try to go with the status quo.
I know what you got.
But let a guy, be the woman or, get 5 DWIs and teams just line up beside him. So it's stuff like that. And also it's an unfair product too. Like when you see different controversy that dictate the outcomes of games and you just sitting back like, well, why haven't you fixed it? And there's all this pushback towards, change. It's like, oh,
was that the Saints and Rams game?
oh my goodness.
What you got? Okay.
Man, they want to holler, don't they?
Oh my
You got your
goodness.
cake,
I'm
baby
not-
cake.
When you have a whole,
I got a baby cake.
A baby cake. Oh, no, I got your big cake.
You want to borrow mine, PJ, or are you just looking for sale?
No, I don't want to pick it up.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, when you have a whole almost state that's boycotting your product, like that's not good.
Can you see the back? You want to zoom in and see if you need to bring this up a little higher, or are we good right here?
Oh, I think it's something.
That's good. That boy busted.
I'm an early adapter, man. I'm all about technology.
That's stupid. Hey, man. Hey, UCF won the game, man. UCF won the game, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That big man,
You know what I'm saying?
they should have won that. They should have won that. That boy was 7'6". That boy 7'6", man. Ain't no way anybody come in there, he gonna get blocked.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is all you gotta do is hold his hands up.
You talking about Taco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taco fall?
And he couldn't hit it down. He couldn't hit a fucking free
Oh,
throw
he's
for
terrible.
nothing.
He's terrible.
I said, oh man,
Yes, I also boycott collegiate sports,
we ain't got no kind of.
But he's a great shot blocker.
Just a
He better
a
be.
couple reasons. One, they need to find a way to pay players,
Okay.
which they act like they don't know how. There's too many smart people involved in that to not be able to figure it out.
Alright, buddy.
B,
Yeah.
like
Relax.
that Jordan McNair situation.
Jordan McNair.
He's a Maryland football player that died this summer, this past summer.
Oh, was that like
Yeah,
overheating or overworking him?
He overheated. They didn't look out for him. They didn't follow protocol with whatever that medical term is called.
Hey, anybody want to buy a cake? Obviously, he's trying to sell his cake.
They dropped the ball on that. They showed that
I said
something more
cake.
important to
Cake.
them.
With no S included. It
Doing
was
what's right by the family. So like the Sandusky thing, the Gary Answer, like they've just committed too many fouls in my opinion.
He came in yesterday like damn.
At the hands of
Don Juan
the children
himself.
that are basically, putting gas in his
Hey, man, I keep telling you.
So you should.
Well, I mean, when you think about a lot of these institutions,
Oh, so clean. I didn't even know.
we don't know a lot of their inner workings. We just know what they let us know. And
I didn't never see
when
you like
things
it.
happen and you don't really, they don't respond, they don't do anything from them, it makes it hard because it's like you just want some kind of transparency more than what you're already getting. You just want some kind of accountability, some kind of transparency, something that makes you feel like, okay, you know, they're willing to put it out on the table when they, you know, they mess up or when they change.
Yeah, you gotta take your wife out or something.
So you mentioned this here, feminist. So
Hey, too damn
how do
clean,
you
damn.
definition what is
Boy, you gotta like me.
like specifically like a male feminist? Because usually, you know, it's,
Go home.
you know,
Nah, I got to go.
by definition, what makes one a feminist?
Well, so I think if you think you're a humanitarian,
Hey, you know the true great when people.
if you
Take care, bro.
you talking about, man,
Hey,
if you
that,
think
hey, you
that
already know when you
women
hit the
deserve
damn,
as
the damn
many
spot.
opportunities as you do, I think that makes you a feminist. If you think that the wage gap should be decreased, shouldn't be a thing,
Right.
you know,
Really,
then
This
it
might
might,
be something.
right, exactly, it should be, well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you feel like, you know, if you're pro-black, if you want
You got man
to be treated equally and fairly as a black man, then by definition you should already be a feminist, because at the end of the day it's about equality.
I'm standing
And
right
if we're
here.
not, if
You
we're
got
not looking
two
out for our
people
sisters,
on-
and I'm not talking about black women, I'm just talking about women in general.
Exactly.
If we're not
You
looking
got
out
two
for
people
them,
standing over like this. I'm
and you
standing right here,
don't
nobody on me.
see the importance of that, you don't see how that would affect your mother,
Like,
your
the
cousin's daughter,
box corner.
significant other, whatever the
So,
case
he's in
is.
the corner
I
right
don't
here.
know how more people aren't
And
that,
You look at
but
me now.
for me, it's as simple
then-
as equality, common courtesy,
Threw it out.
and
He tried to throw
basic
it
human
under
decency
the
that
basket,
everybody
but
should
somebody
do.
hit it.
Yeah.
I said, bro, right here.
So that
And he
said,
had to get
when
that
the
to
NFL
the-
doesn't
You don't
take
have balls in
issues
it.
that
Oh,
pertain
really?
to women seriously,
See, obviously you don't
how
have balls.
then can I, as a black man, say,
Yeah.
I
Look,
want y'all to
somewhat
treat
tall
us with
dude,
dignity
he
and respect as black people in America?
song.
But not the.
Right, but then I
Right.
turn a blind eye and a deaf ear
Right.
to
And
issues
he
that
had like
pertain
he
to
had
women,
super
even
right
though,
dude.
you know what I'm saying,
You ain't got
like,
the
no
fucking
one
do.
is
All you wanna do is
judge,
shoot.
jury,
That's
executioner
it.
on the football field, right? Like, but for me, like, I'm demanding equality and yes
your
for
boy
everybody
nice.
at all times. Homosexuals, women, children,
Boy, get that
minorities.
boy, that boy get nice.
You got hot.
Yeah, you mentioned.
What?
I think when they try to
Remember I
be
said
judged
it
for an
was-
executioner, that's a lot of times when they tend to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get up there.
do stuff that causes outrage.
Right.
Like for example, it's like
Quick.
Ezekiel.
And he got a chick.
Yeah, I played him.
Him and they had
Not on trial, but like.
Yeah, they brought the squad.
They had a heavy hitter, man. I said they had him in his hand one dude. I don't care where he at, bro. I'm gonna go with.
They said he was found like this. Pretty much nothing, you know, no charges were filed. The bill still
I
suspended.
said they won. I said
games.
they lost one
And
game, bro.
that's one of the situations where it's like, the
Yeah,
league
they
still
lost
takes
one
upon
game.
itself,
They was
regardless of what the justice system might decide, to do something that they feel like needs to be done.
I need help,
So,
because them niggas done play like I play.
approach can
It's
take
like,
many forms, and it has
You know, I'm all about
and then your reaction.
seeing shit open up. You know,
I don't know, as a
That
parent,
girl
it's
thing?
like,
that's what they look like.
I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, you do see a lot of questionable
No,
things.
give it a little credit. Absolutely.
And just,
If you on the court with grown ass
really
men,
caring enough to make you stop and think, okay,
you need to
what do you really look for in this
I ain't about
product?
to sit
You know,
there.
like, is it
You say, what do you look for in a what?
in the NFL as a product? Like,
Oh,
what keeps you there? Knowing all the things that are going on, knowing a lot of potential betrayal that goes on.
I hit my shot.
A lot of the
I
changes
hit a
that
couple.
don't
I
get made,
hit a
certain
couple
protocols
shots.
and ideals and stuff like that.
I drove.
You know, what
Matter of
keeps
fact,
you
check
watching
this
the
out.
product? What keeps you
I
consuming?
made
You know, like, if you just like the sport, okay, but if it's a matter
The
of
first
morality
6
or,
points
you know,
on my own.
something like that, then
Now they go by 2s, 3s.
That's
No,
a great
twos.
comment. I
2s and 1s.
feel you there.
I made my.
How do you?
I made the point, and he had the nerve to get mad at me because.
I don't know about
No, I'm
it,
making
but
shit
the
happen.
older I get,
What'd you
the
bring to
more
the table?
woke I get, the more
Guys like y'all
passionate.
down,
I think the
nobody
difference
pass you the
between
ball. Oh, you a
an
back
8-year-old
because nobody passed you the
and a
damn ball.
25-year-old serial killer
Come on, bro,
is
sit
empathy.
together, man.
It's a lack of empathy. I think
You know,
kids
when
do
you
not
like the
empathize
ball,
with others, and I
try not
think
to get
adults
me.
that
Like-
commit heinous crimes, I also think that they lack empathy. They don't think about the effect that crime may have on the family of that person, the family of themselves, if they get caught, you know, things like that. I think the difference between a young person is their empathy doesn't exist. Kids, when they're really young, they don't think things through. They make questionable decisions because they never had that self-talk of what I want this done to me. How would I feel if someone, you know, punched me in the face for no reason? Or, you know, like there's just. So that said, when I consume things, when I go to Chick-fil-A, I realize that mainly I'm supporting ideals that are not congruent with how I see the world. Do I want to continue to patronize that product? So when you talk about, what do you watch sports for? Now, I can't make anybody share my thought process. I can't make anybody fight the causes I fight, but I can certainly explain to you why I choose it. For me, I can't sit and consume anything when I know how the sausage is made and I don't like being made. So when Kareem Hunt steps on the field, and I know
see, that was very like that because this man this man was calling the video, doing, and we don't know the full context of what happened, but still he put his hands on the woman, kicked her and all that stuff. And the man, he misses some games, so he gets almost immediately signed by another team. Not even a year out of the league, this man already has another job.
Right, and he's in a great situation.
Oh, great situation. Great situation. He's in a great situation. But that's the thing, though. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, and it's not to cast judgment on these individuals because only God is us. But when you see those kind of guys who don't even have to sit out for time for the action, but yet they're immediately given chance after chance. But then you see guys who are standing up for different causes that may go against the majority.
Absolutely.
They're not even looking at all these. We don't know how long it's going to played or all that stuff.
I understand your edge of super sensitive to you, so this is where it naturally is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it as forward as possible.
Shiny coat? Oh. Man, I love that because I see when the sun hit him, because he had a
I want you to watch me do it, because I don't ever want you to get on my chair and be like, man, he pushed me back. Like, no, you watch the whole thing.
No, I know what pushed back.
Right. Well, I know, but I had one guy tell me I pushed him back. I'm like, nah, I bet my life I didn't do it. Because that's the reason I started cutting it myself. My line kept getting it. Yeah, so that's the one thing. You'll never be able to say
my line could get this way.
Yeah, but
that's why I did that.
all white.
Yeah, I have a son. I just recently got his haircut not too long ago.
okay.
And for myself, well, so he's 2 now. And for myself, I'll be making the mistake of not getting in the chair more often because he'll get in the chair, and maybe it's because of how long it's been. He'll start freaking out.
You say he's 2 years old?
Yeah, he's 2 years old.
Hey, I just saved your life, man.
Absolutely.
I saved your life.
That's exactly what it is.
Start freaking out.
They need to understand
You all right, man?
do you mean to bring it back a little more, or are we good? That is as forward as it can possibly be and still be straight.
Right. Oh no, I wasn't saying that I didn't want it edged up. I was just saying that I didn't even want to push back. Because I see some kind of.
Yeah, you got some soft spots in the corners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I was saying no, you could
I can bring
take
it back a
it
little
back
bit more.
as reasonably as.
Okay, bet. Well, hold the mirror. I'm gonna work at it a little more.
Yeah, so yeah. The thing like I said, I see you gotta just. Now I don't know if this was him, but he just. So what got you down from Minnesota to Houston?
So I chose Houston for the sports scene. Y'all got the 3 major sports I like: football, baseball, basketball.
That was before the boycotting?
That was for what?
The boycotting?
No. I moved here a year ago. I've been boycotting for the last 2 years.
Okay.
So
so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you're boycotting, but you still are interested in the sporting outcomes. You just don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm just not going to patronize the
Okay,
game.
okay, that makes sense. Okay.
But I still pay attention. I mean, I'm still knowledgeable about it.
Oh, okay.
I watch Sports Center like a crackhead.
Right.
I'm not gonna watch the games. I'm not gonna.
Right. Okay.
I'm not gonna support the NFL product.
Right.
I still live it. I still breathe it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, okay. That's clear.
But I also thought
Yeah, let me put that. Yeah.
that's the look right there.
Yeah.
But I also am optimistic that I think Colin may have played his last down in the NFL. I don't doubt that. But I think what the NFL would I think the smartest thing the NFL could do.
Good question. Was it bringing down the
I can bring it down more.
Yes.
If that's what you want.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the NFL is in the business of doing business. So I could see the NFL reaching out to Colin 4, 5, 10 years down the line and making him an honorary figure for courage and something like that. I don't think I don't think he's ever going to play another down. I want him to.
So what did you think about the commercial that came out with the Nike ad?
Well, okay. How do you mean? What? I don't understand how you mean the question.
Right. So I guess specifically because, all right. So you know how David Banner,
I saw that video.
Okay. So I just recently saw that, and he was saying how he felt like Nike played quote unquote the black community by I guess using the Colin Kaepernick situation to try to pretty much make money off his image and his cause. But then you have others who feel like Nike was bold to take that stand and pretty much align themselves with Kaepernick, knowing that you have a lot of people who burning shoes or just going crazy. So I guess my question is, where do you stand on your perception of their decision to line themselves up with Colin Kaepernick? Do you feel like they're genuine? Or are you just kind of hesitant to call it any which way? Or?
So let me ask you. So I'm gonna paint a scenario for you, and I want you to think this through, and it's gonna give you the answer. So let's say your family was enslaved. Let's say you're currently a slave, and your children and your wife, significant other, whatever, you guys are starving, and your slave owner has a bunch of food that he would normally throw away.
Okay.
And someone says to him, "Hey man, I know you don't like feeding your slaves or whatever, but I'll give you a tax break." Bring it down some more.
No.
Oh no, I was just I wasn't done. I was just catching my breath to get this analogy out right, because this is off the top. I'm more or less freestyling this analogy, so there could be holes in it. So I'm thinking through it as I say it. So they say, I know you don't believe in feeding your slaves the good food that you and your family eat, or the scraps that your family don't consume. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you guys a tax break if you give that to your slaves. Now your family benefits. Now your family eats better than they were, because they were eating soul food, leftover, trash, scrap type things. Now they're eating leftover chicken and steak and whatnot. How do you feel about your own or your master?
So he was approached and said, hey, they're going to receive a tax break if they, on the condition that they give better food.
Right.
So otherwise they wouldn't have done it if they
wouldn't. Correct. They wouldn't have done it. But the net is your children, your wife, your significant other are benefiting from it.
I guess that's one of the things where it's like, I can feel a certain kind of way about their motives, but it's like my family is getting fed, so I guess you have to separate the two. Like, while I may not agree with their motives, my family is being fed, so it's kind of like, it's kind of like
it's a catch-22.
Right, it's kind of like, I'm thankful that my family's fed, but that doesn't mean that I think more highly of their character for doing it, if I have questions about why they did it.
Now let's say there are 4 families on the plantation, and the owner has to pick one, or the master has to pick one family, and he randomly happens to pick you. Are you now more thankful because that master, owner, however you term it, decided that your family, he saw fit that your family was the one that deserved those blessings?
Oh, so I feel about being selected?
Yeah. Would you feel any measure of gratitude? Would you be any more thankful, even though you still don't agree with the morals, but they were prepositioned and saying, hey man, you got to feed one of these 4 families better, and we'll give you a significant tax break. Tax benefits. Would you feel any better about it? Would you feel any more gratitude toward your owner or master if he decided that your family was the one that he was going to go ahead and just show that, give you those extra benefits?
Right. Well, I guess it's kind of like a lot of the same. I think it's like, I'm thankful for the fact that my family is benefiting, but it's like, if it was completely random and from the start there's a question of whether or not the slave owner or the master was going to give it, it's still like, there should be thankfulness there for my family. Like, I'm happy that my family is there, but it's still
You're tormented. You're torn, right?
Right, because it's like that doesn't mean you're automatically in approval of you know, the character of those who are giving you these things.
I 1000% agree. But my point is this: Colin is my family. That man sacrificed a lot of his career for people he will never meet, for people that will never be able to show him they appreciate him. And he's not doing it for the gratitude. He's doing it because he believes it's right. So for me, if my family getting fed, I don't care why I get fed. I don't care that you benefit from it because I'm benefiting from the fact that you're feeding us. So for me, Nike did the right thing. You ever met a woman too late? She already got a man. She already happily married, or she lesbian, whatever the case is. But you met her and you said, "Damn, if I would have just met you a few months earlier, or a few years earlier, or whatever, you could have been mine." Well, you never know. You never know what you would have done with that. You never know if you would have done the right thing. So Adidas might have offered Colin that same contract. They might have given him that commercial. New Balance, Puma, Asics, Saucony. There's a 1,000 shoe companies out there. Under Armour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Nike had an opportunity, and for whatever motive they had, they did the right thing. So for me, my family got fed. I don't care what the motive is. A lot of people killed LeBron for the decision when he decided to go to Miami that first, when he left Cleveland that first time.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Come to find out, A, he was given bad advice by his marketing team, but $3.4 million was raised for charity for the Boys and Girls Club in Cleveland.
Right. They didn't know that.
Yeah, well, no, I think they didn't know that because it was the whole hour-long special.
Yeah.
It was marketed as a charity event. They raised that money on that platform. So we all knew that's what it was. I don't know that we knew why he chose to do it that way. We didn't know until after the fact that he was given, advice by his marketing team. But at the end of the day, we can kill him for his actions. But A, he had every right to decide where he wanted to go. He was a free agent. B, he had his heart was in the right place, even though the optics might have looked terrible. You know what I'm saying? So when David Banner comes at Nike like, man, they don't care about us, I'm sure they don't. But their actions do speak. And they gave this man a platform, and they rolled behind him, even if they're lining their pockets because of it. A lot of other companies could have had the opportunity. We'll never know what they would have done, but I do know that Nike did the right thing, and I don't care why. But that's me. Now, I'm not saying David is wrong. Ironically, I went to Twin Peaks last night, and I sat next to a Nike rep, a Nike salesman. And so I asked him about that. And he was, he a white dude from the South, so he's real conservative, and he didn't really want to speak on it, but he had too many beers, so he kind of said something. And he was just like, honestly, man, it was a business decision. We were at the end of our contract with him. We signed him in 11, and his contract was about to run its course. And so we had somebody from marketing pull numbers and research what we thought our best move was going to be. And it was on the table to get rid of him, but quite honestly, we realized he's good for business. There's a lot of people that would approve, that are behind him on this, even though there's a lot of people that aren't. But you know what I'm saying? And their projections were like more modest of like what the return on investment was going to be. But I think he said it almost tripled what they expected the return on investment was going to be. So he was like, so hell man, we all won. Us, Colin, like everybody won. He's so he focuses his sales on college teams. So any school that is sponsored by Nike, that's more or less what he does. So he was like, I don't know too much about it. Nike's a huge company, but he was like, the little access I do have to that kind of information, that's kind of what it said to me. So I feel like David Banner's a little too militant in his views and thoughts or whatever, but I'm not saying he's wrong. I just feel like the way he sees it to me is just a little too conspiracy laden.
Right, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but again, man, he grown, he intelligent, he educated, so I'm not gonna say that my thought process is better than his. It's definitely different.
Yeah. But you do see a lot of that in the black community, though.
For sure.
A lot of kind of conspiracy, kind of. Now, some things maybe make you think, but then other times like, okay.
Right. For sure.
I think you're reaching.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you're kind of reaching. That's why do you think the first TVs were black and white?
Yeah, it's just too much, man. Y'all reaching too much.
Yeah, it's kind of like. But then it's like as an African American, if you're not in line with a lot of conspiracy thoughts and reasons,
You Uncle Tom.
You white boy.
Right. You Uncle Tom.
It's called a Tommy injection.
Yeah. Listen, man, every time something don't work out for me, it ain't because I'm black, but sometimes it is. And every time something doesn't make sense to me, the knee-jerk reaction should not always be, you know, the white man is like, nah, man, like, calm down with that. It's just sometimes it just didn't work out for me, and that's the only reason why. Right. But yeah, so in other words, I honestly don't care. I don't care why Nike did it. I have a belief that they're business people. So it was good for business, and that's why they did it. But I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, Colin had public support from a huge entity. Colin, I think if Nike had not done that, I think it would have further, because the guy said he thinks that Nike shouldn't have done anything. But my response is, even not making a decision is a decision. So if Nike would have let that contract run its course, it would have looked to the media and to the people consuming the media that Nike dropped Colin when all they did was not renew his contract. What do you think? Should I go lower? We winning? Where we at? You said I can go? You want me to go lower?
No, I didn't know you could.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess one thing is maybe
I think this is perfect, personally, like the length wise, but this is your money and this is your head.
So, no, actually, for the sake of time too, I'll try to just get to the.
I can get to that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's an additional 5. So you're at 25 for the 20 for the cut, an additional 5 for the fix.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
The business still gonna carry.
It's really. Yeah, but yeah, I'll just leave this right now.
Okay. I think that's where you should be, but that's just my thoughts. If you want to go a little lower, you can go lower.
Well, like I said, I like it as low as possible, but up until the point where I can keep the waves at.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're dancing on the line at this point.
Line of fade, ball fade, and stuff like that.
Well, no, I just think it's going to be hard to see them if we go too much.
Too far.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Distracted by all the bells and whistles, man.
Yeah.
And here, I'll.
The only one that we have passed through, right? We talking about that's fair. It's like saying the dentist don't always say you need a license no more.
Can you see this mirror through this mirror? You know what I'm saying? So you can see the back, all that.
Oh yeah. Oh no,
It's gonna be saturated.
Good.
We in there?
Yeah, it's only gonna be too oversaturated. It's only gonna be
Okay.
I'll
You
take-
good?
Yeah, I'll take the word for it.
Yeah.
Get off here.